So while I've got Caroline with me, or while I'm with Caroline, I should say, I'm going to get her to show you how to put some shisha mirrors down. So we've got loads of these in the shop, different sizes, different shapes, and we have videos on how to do them by hand, but we thought we would get Caroline, modelling one there for me. We thought we'd get Caroline to show us how to tambour these mirrors down. So we'll have a little look at what she's going to show us, and then we'll get on and I'll scoot out of the way and she can show us how to do it. So let's just run through what you're going to do with us.
Okay, so what we've got here is some examples of shisha mirrors in the middle of a design. So here we've got this snowflake design. There's a little round one held down in the middle there. This one is the same, so these Christmassy stars. And here we've got Lana machine embroidery thread, also useful for hand embroidery. It's got wool in it, so it's soft. So you've got really interesting contrast there of the shiny square mirror, that one. So you've got some square mirrors in your shop.
Yeah.
And what that looks like stitched down with this soft thread. We've also got another unusual shape here. We've got a heart-shaped one, and there's my go at stitching that down again with a woolen thread and adding beads and little sequins around the edge of that design. So quite a few different sizes and shapes of mirror in there, and combining them in different ways. There's lots of possibilities.
Okay, should we get going?
Yeah, let's.
Okay.
I'm going to show you how to put a mirror on. This isn't a beginner technique. You're going to need to know first how you're going to cast on, how to make the basic stitch, and how to tie in and weave the ends. We've got lots of videos about that, so have a look back at the playlist, look at those first, and then have a look at this technique. And you can also experiment with sequins using it. Okay, so I'm going to secure this round mirror here, which is 22mm, available from Sarah's shop. She's got lots of different sizes. This is one of the larger ones, so it'll be easy to see what I'm doing. So you'll see I've secured it here. I've used 3 pins which I've put through against the edge of the mirror there to hold it secure, so it's not going to move while I make the first stitches around. I'm going to do a square, so I'm going to mark 4 points around this, which is what I'm going to use to stitch to guide where I'm going to go around this mirror. So I'm just going to make a little mark with this blue fabric pen. It's water erasable, so with a little bit of water on a cotton bud you can get it out very easily at the end. Let's do the opposite sides. It's just enough that I can see where I'm going to secure my stitch. So I'm using a Lana thread. I've got a green one here to go with my sea wave, sea foamy type design, and I've got a larger hook installed in here. So casting on, I'm going to go near the mirror, but I know it's going to be covered up as I work. So I'm pulling the end through there. Don't want to waste all that thread. I'm taking a little tiny stitch to one side of it and then a little tiny stitch to the other. Now this is a soft thread, so watch for it splitting, and if you think you've pierced the middle of it, take your hook out straight away and check it's in properly. I think I want to be a little bit nearer the mirror than that, so I'm going to take a little stitch step in, and now I'm on my first mark. So I'm going straight across the mirror. I'm going to go across the pin. I'll take them out once I've gone round once. Into the next mark, make the stitch, keep the hook upright and through, and I'm going to make just another little tiny stitch there to help hold that down, because it can move a bit like drawback stitch, and at this stage you want it to be secure. So now stepping across the top, make another stitch, changing angle as you go round, so now that's I'm working anti-clockwise, making another tiny little stitch to keep it secure, just checking I haven't split it, coming across to the third mark, and now I'm going clockwise, it's coming towards me, round with a little backward pressure, and the last stitch is going to go back to the beginning. So straight across, wrap, press backwards and a little stitch to secure. So now it's down, it's fastened down. I'm going to remove all these pins which are now in the way, and they've done their job. So you can see the mirror is now held with these 4 stitches going across it. What I'm going to do now is a bit like the spirograph principle. I'm going to carry on working around this mirror, but offsetting each round, so that what I'll get is a web on top, and eventually it'll look like a little circle in the mirror, and you'll have a green band of stitching around the outside. So now working my way around. So I'm just going to take 1 step round here with 1 little stitch, then across, and can you see that's at a slight angle to the first stitch that's there. Another little stitch to secure that. Then stepping across. I think my hand will just be in the way while I do that. Little stitch to secure. It's twisted a bit there. Stepping across again. So now it's beginning to look slightly wonky, isn't it, as the square starts to turn round on top. So keep going round. So continue this, just stepping around each time, little stitch to secure, step round again. I'm trying to keep out the way of the camera there, so I'll just do that one again. Little stitch to secure. That's the 3rd go, I think, so carrying on round. Making sure you're feeding the thread through from underneath so it doesn't get too tight with these great big stitches you're making across there. Oh, I've lost count of how many times I've been round. But I'm doing this by eye. It doesn't matter how many steps it takes to get round the circle. What matters is when you take each step round, that it's about the same offset each time. And what you'll notice is the offset stitches start to meet in the gaps between them. So can you see there's a little gap there, that group of offset stitches, and that's going to start to close up. So that's one of the things to look for, to know when to stop going round here. Oops, dropped a stitch there. If you drop the stitch, let go of the thread, and then it won't unravel, and you can pick it up again without having lost lots. I think I'm nearly there. I think I might do one more. No, I'm not. I've decided that that's enough for the moment. You could keep going round this, build it up, experiment with that. What would happen if you kept on going around this mirror shape? You might get a really thick, dense effect. To finish this off, I'm going to do a line of chain stitching around the outside. And again here, you can elaborate. You could do little loops off to the side, or a row of sequins, or a row of pearls. But what I want to do here, oops, split the thread. What I want to do here, just give it a nice little chain stitched edge. Nearly back to the middle, to the starting point. There we go. Reach the beginning now. I'm going to cut the thread off underneath. I'm going to pull these through to the back, finish them off. And there's one mirror held down. Have a go. Hope you enjoyed that. If you want to check out any of my work and find out where I'm teaching, have a look at my website, carolinehomfray.co.uk. I'm also on Instagram and Facebook. And come and join me for a workshop.